We're holding on to something in our heart so tight, and that's where we want to go in life. But my question to you, okay, when you get there, then what next? Then you have another dream, and then you get to that dream, and then what next? And then what next? And you keep going, and like Trey said, every time you get to that dream, you're gonna recognize that there should be more. That there should be more, right? And so I get these offers. Before I get to Ohio State, I tear my first ACL. Get to Ohio State, a year rehab, tear my left one. Another year goes by, tear my other one. And it was the start tear is when the Lord got me. I wasn't looking for Jesus. I wasn't thinking about him. I was wrapped up in myself and my dream. I was holding so tight to this dream that everybody said, Cam, you're so good. So like you and me, when somebody says your name, they think of something. When they said my name, it was football. So automatically, just like everybody on the stage, I identified myself as a football player. But what happens when that one thing that you identified yourself as is taken away? Then who are you? Then who are you? Right? So I had to ask these questions, but I wasn't trying to ask. Try to go to the airport, get on a flight. They wouldn't let me on the flight. And again, this is not to, I have this great story. No, this is to encourage you that you're here, and you really probably didn't even plan it, but you're just here because he wants you here. He has you in a specific spot. I tried to get on the plane. They wouldn't let me on the plane. If anybody's ever been to Columbus airport, it's not too big. Flying out of Southwest, they wouldn't let me on the plane. I had to Uber back to the to the dorms, Neil dorms. Got an Uber later that evening. And that's when I met this young man right here, Darnell Dees. Shout out to Darnell. Wasn't listening to a thing he was saying because I was wrapped up in my thing. I probably had a girl situation. I was probably wrapped up about football, everything that I was in myself. We get to the airport, he prays for me. And at that moment, I feel the weight, the love, the grace, the mercy of God wrap me like a blanket. That little sheep that I said before, I was that lost sheep that was just wandering. Aimlessly, I wasn't going anywhere. I was just going. I was on High Street. I was just doing my thing because it was fun. And I'll tell you this, I was on High Street and I enjoyed it. I had fun. But at the same time, I didn't recognize my condition. I was spiritually dead. I was spiritually dead. I could go out there and I could smile and laugh. I could go back to the Woody and smile and laugh. But on the inside, I was broken. I was broken. So I try to give my life to the Lord. How do I do that? You don't even know what that means. Surrender your life. Didn't even know how to do it. Go to church. Try to surrender some more. Got to a place where I was in my bathroom in the Neil dorms. After you've been touched by God, I've heard people say this. How big is a bus? Somebody was to get hit by a bus. They were to get hit by a bus and live from that hit. They would come out of that a little bit different, a little bit shaken. How big is God? So this encounter that I had with Jesus in the Uber, it was no longer I just wanted him, but I needed him. And in the word it talks about he is the bread of life. He gives life and he takes it. But before he takes anybody's life, he desires for us to know him. He says in the word, I desire for everyone to come to repentance. Everybody.